Hello, and welcome to Spirit Island Saturdays, where we play Spirit Island on Saturday. And by we, I mean just me today. It is just me on screen here right now. Just me. There's no one else here, unfortunately. Everyone else had to bail. So it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me and myself and I. But hello, and welcome to Spirit Island Saturdays. We stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Anne's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch, and you can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. You can watch a bit at least. You can watch and you can judge, and then you can leave, and you'll never know what will happen next. Alright, so I'm gonna do quick play 2, 8 to 10. Let's see. And I double checked that we have events on. England 3 with the Rituals of Terror, and we have Thunder Speaker and Keeper. Cool. Keeper makes this a bit easier. But it is England, being England. I guess also Keeper, although actually Keeper has a hard time getting into lands with Dahan. I mean, he can get into a land with Dahan, but once he creates a sacred site, all the Dahan must be pushed. So either we put Dahan after the fact, or we only put one Keeper presence in. All right, this is the one that does it. Yeah, a land with one presence from each spirit, a land that has 6 Dahan, and the spirits collectively spend 3 energy and destroy 3 presence. So you can't do it if there's only 2 presence in the land, is what I get from that. Doesn't specifically say there has to be 3 presence in it, other than you have to destroy 3 presence. And I guess that if you just can't do that, it's not a fizzle effect, it's a you have to effect. Okay. So terror levels are not earned via fear, but by the Ritual of Terror. And that would actually make England 6 pretty terrible, because during any invader phase where you resolve no fear cards, would happen a lot more frequently than normal. But thankfully we're not playing at that. We're playing England 3, so you only have high immigration level 1. It's only for stage 1 cards. Then we have a city in land 1, a town in land 2, and bills affect lands that have adjacent buildings. Or enough adjacent buildings. Like C8 could be prevented theoretically. C5 can't. A5 can't. A2 can't. And that A2 has a Dahan in it, so it probably needs to be evacuated post-haste. If you can defend C5, that'd be cool. We gotta, you know, preserve the Dahan, because we gotta have 6 Dahan for our rituals. Thunder Speaker makes this a lot easier, though. So I'm gonna start by gaining a power here. It's usually power presence. This adds Dahan. This defends 6. Defense 6 sacred site would be C5. And that's a pretty good thing to have for next turn's Ravage. How do I feel about the others? We could also Gold's Allure the town and explore into C7. And then they don't Ravage in there at all. Not good elements, though. Seems like we're going to be taking a Sun this turn. I don't think we're playing 2 cards. So it's going to be Sun and Boon of Growing Power is what I usually do if I fizzle on this hit. It's not really a fizzle, but it's just going to be Nature's Resilience. Presence in the only spot that it can go in. Play that. So then, Thunder Speaker, what shall you do? The greed would be to just do manifestations in A2 if we can pull it off. That'd be the greed. Like if I did Voice of Thunder and manifestations in A2. I would need to have extra energy to do that, so I'd only be getting 2 presents in there with 3 Dahan for 6 damage. But that kills a city, town, and explorer, and 2 suns and a fire give me destroy a town. So it empties A2, except that no, there's not even going to be a town in A2 because of the disease. So that means that the town destruction effect is not going to be as helpful. We're not playing an animal if I do that, so I don't have my Gather the Warriors. Wiping out a city and a town at the very beginning seems nice. Is it going to affect much though? Well, if we can prevent a build in one of the adjacent lands somehow, then the high immigration build doesn't occur. So that would stay empty. But then the inlands are still bad. But it can be really easy to stop A3 or A4 from building, because there's... I guess A4 is the harder one, because it's going to have town and the city next to it. A3 is easily preventable. And I guess if they do build A4, we could potentially destroy that town later. So I guess A5 blights then. And I just have a wasted town destroy. Gotta play 2 cards. I'm thinking next turn I want to do double presence so I can get up to 2 energy per turn for better sustain. Because I can afford what I have right now without extra energy. I could take lots of energy off this, but it's not better sustain. But it's also not going to be better energy for a while, because... Or it's going to be better energy. It is going to be better energy than a while, because I'll take this, but I'll be 3 higher than I was before I took the +2. On the reclaim turn, I will not get another +1, so I'll be +2 from where I would be normally. And on the turn after that, I don't know. I like having the +2 over the +1 though. This does give you an energy at least though, right? Give this to Keeper, not to Keeper, to Thunder Speaker. Actually, if I give it to Thunder Speaker, you get to +3 cards, potentially. You can play your hand. They are going into Sands after all. And I can't even move that Explorer away. Anyway, this gives you +1 energy, it gives you a power card. If you do double presence, you get to 3 card plays. You could play your hand. The first thing to do is to see what this power is. And it's not major. Very much not major. Okay, so what do we want? Sun, air? There's no suns here. There's 1 air. That air also has an animal on it. Doesn't have fire, the other 3 cards have fire. Which matters more? I guess we gotta look at the effects. Push a thing to fear, maybe fear. Fear, destroy, explorer, or wilds. We can actually hit the threshold on Inflames next turn. Add a disease and a strife and a fear. Range 1 sacred site. I guess if I want town destroyed next turn, I need a sun, but I don't have a sun here, so that's actually really tragic. I could put wilds down to help with Keeper. But doing it just to help Keeper doesn't seem too nice. Hey, peasant, how are you doing? Keeper can keep all by himself. I can take Visions of Fiery Doom and push the town out from A5, maybe. Because I could like sudden ambush into A5 to kill the explorer and then push the town with visions of fiery doom. And then that doesn't blight, but it's not really a blight that I'm worried about, and I don't think it really improves the state of the board. Like, I can put a bunch of crap in A8 and make A8 the capital, but then like A6, A5, A7 always build, and then this will ripple downwards, and it's like having things in the inner land is generally bad. This would have been better for Keeper. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. It would have been a sun and a plant. But you wouldn't have gotten the threshold on it. You know, I didn't ask, but you like cheap fear cards versus England? Well, number one, it's Rituals of Terror, so fear is kind of different than normal. And number two, we're not worrying about having to get extra fear cards, but I know what you mean. Fear in general. Cheap fear card, all that jazz. Oh, I'm in the way, aren't I? Sorry. I forgot I was gonna fix this and then I didn't. I'm in the way. Hi. I put myself over here, actually. There's nothing over here. I was gonna move my face cam when the game started because I needed to see like where, oh. My webcam's been annoying, or being annoying today. You can see that effect a lot worse now. I think it was auto screen before. Let me crop that there. Sorry about that. I'm looking very crisp today. Thank you. I like to look crisp. I would like to be a professional streamer that has awesome setup with face cam and green screen and donation alerts and sub alerts. Maybe someday. I mean, it's hard for Here There Be Monsters to be incorrect, because it does push Dahan if nothing else. It's free. It gives an heir and an animal, which enables this to gather. So yeah, it has to be Here There Be Monsters. All right, now we do the thing. I like that it's like the Dahan are dealing damage. Oh yeah, it says each Dahan. Okay, yeah, it is Dahan dealing damage. For some reason, I didn't actually read the text on the card. I just knew it meant damage is equal to Dahan times presence, but it is Dahan dealing damage. What does that mean that a strifed Dahan can't deal damage? Yeah, I'm only in these two lands, and those aren't good for anything. I can spread the wilds in a land without blight at range 1. Throwing into C2 seems incorrect. Lots of stuff happening over here that I gotta worry about too. Also C6 as well. Do I go along the back door here because there's no one else looking after these lands? Does it mean if I swap actions with Bringer, they can use Manifest to do damage? What if we swap this card over to Bringer? Or is there like a Jagged Earth card that says something about swapping actions? It's either mountains or jungle next. I'm gonna assume Thunder Speaker can do things on her board for a bit. The other thing to consider is that we need to figure out where the Rituals of Terror are gonna be. That's basically going to be governed by Keeper putting presence in a land with Dahan, and then Thunderspeaker bringing the Dahan army over there, I guess. So I could like just go in here and now just make it easier to make that be the Ritual of Terror site. The only thing I have to watch out for is to not make that the sacred site, unless I want to push things into A5 and wards are warning them, which is actually an option because we're playing this and we have no effect for it just yet. Actually, that would be good, because if this is defended and kills the town and we sudden ambush in A7, they don't build A7. Yeah, I like that plan a lot now. Oh, Bringer. I was thinking Keeper for some reason. Duh. And yeah, if Bringer has manifestations. Okay, now I understand the question and why it was important. We swap this over to Bringer, and Bringer plays a card that says each Dahan deals damage, except Bringer's rule says your cards never deal damage. Nor can they destroy anything other than your presence. That's the specific rule. So the cards that say Dahan deal damage doesn't actually deal damage. It deals the fake damage that can destroy buildings, except not really, but it generates the fear as if it would. All right, so we do the double growth here. Unless I don't have 2 cards, I'm definitely getting +4 energy. I may or may not get +2 cards, or plus, 2 cards, depending on what this power is. Oh, that would have been good for Thunderspeaker. Whoops. Could still be good for Thunderspeaker. Gift of Living Energy is good. It's everything we need for Punish. Gives lots of energy to Thunderspeaker, so we can do +3 cards and not worry about it. We will have 2 Sacred Sites. We will have target a spirit that's not yourself, so I don't see why that would be incorrect. Other than Call to Tend or Call to Isolation for Rituals of Terror. Or some other things like prevent builds, maybe, which I don't foresee happening. Like, we're playing Nature's Resilience for sure, because we gotta protect C5 from cascading and save the Dahan. Alternatively, you could call to Isolation and it doesn't ravage, but we don't destroy buildings that way. If I do Nature's and call to Isolation, I hit the Punish threshold, but I'm not going to be in a land with anything. Unless Here There Be Monsters, maybe. Pushes something into a land with Keeper, which I guess we could try to set up for. Yeah, I'm just going to take Gift of Living Energy. Sacred Site! Come on, push. Push, go! Go! Go there! And so I can do double growth here. Can I... This has to be land with Dahan. Range 2 and then range 1. Actually impossible to get to C5 as the result. I could have actually gotten to C5 if I had done this growth backwards. So maybe... Because the thing about being in C5 is that it gets me better visibility of board C, which we haven't done a good job of getting visibility of the back end of board C at all. Gonna be defend 6'd, so it's impossible for it to blight. Plus 5 damage is needed for it to blight, which is not gonna happen. So zoop. 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 I can actually go in there. Do I want to go in there? Now that I got this presence, I guess I can. Reckless Offensive. What's up about Reckless Offensive? Is that a power I saw that I didn't take? No. What is a card that says Reckless Offensive? Is there a card that says Reckless Offensive, or am I misinterpreting something here? I don't know. Oh, the Dahan of... Okay, okay. Sorry. I don't know the events that well. It's the event... What, each land that has 2 buildings and 2 Dahan... A thing happens? Is that what it is? There isn't a place with 2 buildings. I don't know what the other... I guess I could just look this up. How about that? I am not an encyclopedia. Spirit Island, Reckless Offensive. Yeah, that doesn't pull it up, actually. Where's the, Spirit Island cards? Card catalog, there it is. Reckless Offensive. That didn't work. Because of course the card is not titled that, I'm sure. Or something. It has to load every single fear card. Now we're on the events. Alright, cool. Reckless Offensive. On each board, choose a land with at least 2 Dahan and 2 buildings. So... This is a land with 2 buildings. No other thing has 2 buildings on it. Each Dahan destroys a building, add a blight. So, like, we could push 2 into here to, on the off chance of there being a Reckless Offensive to kill the city and the town. The more annoying thing is the cultural assimilation that will happen to one of these Dahan over there, but I can't do anything about that. Beast deal 2 damage on that card I'm looking at, but it's on multiple cards, right? I'm scrolling down on Chrome, but it's also scrolling down on the game. But that's because the game is the active window. Aha, funny. You can actually see how I'm scrolling. Actually, multiple of these. Where did I even see the other one? Oh, because it's higher up, because I thought those were not events. I only see it on 1 event card. So... yeah, those are what I'm playing. Defend, energy, warning. Oh, that's not warning. That's warning. This is sudden ambush. Before I commit to that. Is it better to prevent A4 instead? This is blighted, this can be defended and killed, right? I think it's better to do that on A4. I'll bring you along. Spread out your wealth! I guess actually I could have Here There Be Monsters. I guess it doesn't matter. I could do Here There Be Monsters from A4 or A7 into C3. Both of them are inland, both of them can push a town. None of these builds will happen, so yeah, I'm just gonna do it in A4 just because it's blighted. A7 is potentially death by Dahan. Missionaries arrive. During the next normal ravage, cities do +3 damage. Aided by sun, we have 3 sun right now. Or... Ignore their contact, which potentially stops this build. Doesn't stop this build. And potentially replaces Dahan with towns, and then we have this coming up again in 2 turns. Beasts don't do anything. Disease to a land with city. A1 and C2 or C1. C2 is probably better because that's currently London. 2 fear per player. Hey, that gets us a fear card that we won't resolve yet because it's Rituals of Terror. Hey, Seamus, how are you doing? Nice to see all the people here that are regularly on Spirit Island Saturdays, not on Spirit Island Saturdays. I'm gonna curse the tongues. It's gonna force Keeper to reclaim early, it feels like, because I'm probably discarding Sacrosanct and Towering Wrath. If I do that and spend 1 energy... I can still do double growth next turn and play regrow plus whatever my power card is. I could even make it be major and it would cost 4 or less. I'm thinking I would just get 5 energy in the plant or something like that. I'd need to also have a sun on it if I wanted to use the Spreading Wilds effectively. Thunder Speaker could also spend energy here, except, well... any energy she spends is going to be harder to come by, but... I guess one question is, do I need to use Manifestation next turn? Which is kind of difficult to know because that depends on where they explore next, but that's mountains or jungle. A1 would be a pretty good spot for Manifestation next turn. A8 would be a good spot for Manifestation next turn. So either Explore would be good for Manifestation, so I want to manifest next turn. Which may involve using a combination of things here, except it's kind of preventing us from getting Rituals of Terror. You'd love to be here, but your constant sniffling would get annoying very quickly. I would just tune it out. And I would just assume you're rather sad that the game is going the way it's going. It's a very sad game. So if I want to do Manifestation next turn, Voice of Thunder is free, which is nice. Currently have 5 energy for next turn. So the question is, would you be playing... I guess like you're getting 2 power cards and most likely they're 2 minors. So it's either Here There Be Monsters and or one of the other cards you find, or we keep you in energy for Words of Warning instead. We don't need you to defend next turn because these are going to be empty, except for the 1 Explorer in A7 that's going to be sad. And we're not going to use Sudden Ambush, it's not going to do anything, so yeah, you can spend 2 energy then. Wait. I mathed that wrong. What was I thinking? You need 3... You just need 3. Yeah, no, so that's fine. You just need 3. I don't know why I thought I was mathing it wrong. And you spend 1 energy and you discard. So mountains or jungles? We're not exploring here, but they will build there. Potentially getting to 3 card plays would be okay. If you find a free power. Because you're only going to have 4 energy if you do that. So if I take Regrow and Towering Wrath, And if they do decide to build in mountains, actually mountains or jungle, I can kill whatever they build with. I would hit this, right? Well, I guess it depends. No, I have an innate sun. Yeah, I would hit this with Towering Wrath. So I can kill one of them in one of the lands and Towering Wrath a neighbor really effectively. Probably C2. So yeah, I think I want a Towering Wrath then. Disease there. Oh, we can also combo this. This is not per board. I always forget this is not per board. I kind of want to lit A1 build if they do mountains because that's a good manifestation target. So I can just super stack C2, except C2 is going to be the Towering Wrath target. I'll put one in C1. We'll spread it out. You don't have Bloodwrack Plague yet. We have no Plague stack. Oh no, we didn't resolve a fear card. Bug report. Mountains. Aha. You fool, you fell for one of the classic blunders. All right. Go there. Om nom nom. I can't figure out how to report bugs or the rules. John will yell at you about how you should be using the report feedback button, except I can't really show you because this is beta feedback. But there's a way to do it somewhere. I could make sure that this Ravage doesn't do anything if I just spread those wilds. I could also put myself like in a land with Dahan just to get closer. I could put Sacred Site in there to push them into A1 more effectively. You also have a Gather the Warriors that's doing something, I guess. There's no reason to grow into C2, is there? Because there's things in there. We're not defending it unless I reclaim Nature's Resilience, which I want to not reclaim. And this is only range 1. I could go into C7 and actually Towering Wrath plus Innate would wipe that if I put the Sacred Site there. I should not just say innate. I should probably use the word it's called. Or not spreading wilds. That's the wrong one. Punish those who trespass plus Towering Wrath wipes C7, right? And it gives me better visibility of some other lands. C6 is sad. I push an Explorer out from there. C5 is building, but I can't prevent that. Oh, I guess I have to be careful with C6 because that Dahan Death would kill the presence in C5. Oh, but I could just gather the guy out. Let's gather 3, push 1, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's okay then. I think I'm okay with these two blighting, even though they're, you know, Keeper's board and blight is bad for Keeper. Where do I want that Dahan to go? I guess I could just, like... It's gonna be hard for Keeper to grow in here is a problem. I could just gather everyone into here. Anytime you create a sacred site, push all Dahan from that land, which can push from a sacred site to another sacred site. Dahan events never move Dahan to your sacred site, but Forbidden Ground doesn't stop Dahan from going to your sacred site. So maybe I gather into C7, and that sacred site that gets built there puts the Dahan into C4, and then we have a Rituals of Terror spot. Oh yeah, I want you anyway. I'm just gonna put you in C6. It was Gather I was trying to do, but that's okay, because that's the same land I was gonna do this for anyway. Whee! I will also move you there prematurely. Alright, so information first. Right, you had a reclaim, right? Yeah, you had no cards. Yeah, so you gain a minor. Anything that's free is something that we are allowed to pick. None of these are free, you might notice. Buccaneer Struggle is pretty good for Thunder Speaker, though. Really good. None of these have particularly exciting elements, except for steam vents, I guess. Sort of. Swarming wasps. Sky stretches. Scour the land. Scour the land may be fast. Sky stretches may be used fast. See, the problem is the only one that I can use this turn because I want to manifest is Swarming Wasps. And I don't know that I want to use Swarming Wasps. It stonks. You're auto-completing you the second word. It's funny. Alright, so let's make this decision now. You might notice that none of these are free. This would have been so much better on Thunder Speaker. None of those would have been good on Keepers. It's not like we drew those in the wrong order. Citizen Vents? Or Citizens... Oh, Citizen Storm. Oh, that means I have to take a drink. Rights of the Land's rejection can't possibly be incorrect. It's unfortunate it's not getting played this turn now. I guess theoretically I don't have to use regrow, I can use rights or something, but that doesn't give me my second plant. But none of these give me my second plant. None of these give plant, 3 of them give sun, 2 of them give fire, only 1 gives sun and fire. The sun and fire one also gives air, so Spur On is also... I mean, Spur On's always great. It at least ticks these elements a bit more. The only thing is it doesn't give plant. I can play Spur On, I can target myself and not be able to afford Towering Wrath. Oh no, I can actually. If I take 5 energy and I target myself, I can play Towering Wrath. Oh, that seems stupid. I like it. wondering about sky stretches here. I'm not playing it this turn, but helpful in general? Maybe not. I mean, maybe. Sky stretches with Quicken the Earth Struggle. Range 3 Sacred Site to coastal lands. But should I go stonks? Should I go full stonks? Never go full stonks. Stonks. Tokens. Always be tokening. I didn't actually take the guy out of A7. This one's a bit annoying. Where am I at in terms of pushing? I'm gather 2, push 2. Both of those will give me gather 3. I can actually get 3 presents and 2 Dahan in there, but not here. I can put 3 Dahan, 3 presents, gather, push a Dahan, leave a presence in here, and that still wipes everything, but then I don't have, like, range to A6. Seems annoying. I think I'll keep swarming wasps because it gives a fire, and these cards very much lack fire. That's not that's not what I need, I guess. I don't know. Building wetlands. They are building A5. Maybe I do Here There Be Monsters, and then I can push the town out of A5 into A1, and then I make that super danger terrible manifest land. Seems good to me. Are we gonna do Rituals of Terror someday? I'm doing Spur-On just so I can play Towering Wrath. That seems stupid. Do I need Spur-On, like, at all? What does Spur-On enable me? It does nothing except gets me an air on this for +1 range. I don't think I want to just spend 1 energy on Spur-On. That seems terrible. I think I will commit to that. I wanted to click this, but that's fine. I can't get to reclaim 1 next turn anyway. I don't have energy, so I can't do double growth anyway. Invaders explore at +1 distance. Oh no, what will we do? In each land, choose a land with disease. Net land, do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. We don't have disease on this board. Tragic. Kill the town. I guess London is now in the backyard. That's great. That could have been London, but I screwed it up. Actually, I guess that could be London. Oh yeah, also high immigration. See, if I click here, that's 7 health worth of things that I don't have 7 health worth of damage for. I have 4 damage and 2 damage. And then there's also C3, which I haven't done anything about. But if I do this, it's a blighted land that's building next turn. And then escalating as well. I'm gonna click this and figure out my next course of action. If I reclaim, I can get defend, I guess. I guess it's not blighted. Is it better to remove C8 or C5? These builds are just gonna happen for days because there's buildings everywhere. Board A is a bit better, but not for long. Now, if I push the town into A1, do I possibly have enough damage with things in there? 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. If I gather 3 Dahan and 3 presents, that's 9 damage. Then I could push with Voice of Thunder into A6 and use Lead the Furious to kill that town. Which doesn't stop to build in A5. And there's the guy in A2, but... So now it kills all the buildings, so I do this. Still not proceeding forward on the Rituals of Terror front. Pending the event, those lands are dealt with. I can try to kill the city in C7, but I feel like I can kill 2 towns in C7 and a town in C3, or I kill a town and a city in C7, but then these 2 lands are both terrible, so I think I punish in C3. Towering Wrath in C7 to kill the 2 towns. So I can use Regrow with Spreading Wilds to grow into a land I couldn't before. If C5 cascades, it can cascade into C1. If C8 cascades, it's either into C7 or C6, which are both bad. But if I remove the Blight in C8, I can't grow into it because I don't have enough sun to push those 2 explorers out. C8's just going to be a problem. Like, even if I could grow in there, I'm not going to get a Sacred Site in it next turn, so I'm not going to have a powerful Towering Wrath in there anyway. Whereas, if I put... I can't even do a Sacred Site in there, but I can do 4 damage pretty easily in C5 next turn if I reclaim and do Towering Wrath into it. So theoretically, C7 needs to be defended. You reclaim, you're not getting a power card is the problem. I mean, I could give you a power card but not grow, but I would rather grow. The other thing is that I don't need to remove the Blight in C5. I can just Towering Wrath in it. But that doesn't kill enough things because there's only 2 sacred sites next to it, so it would just kill a city and an explorer leaves a town. I kind of want to do the rituals after next turn by putting Dahan in there. So I want to... Oh, you don't have enough suns. I want to gather 3, push 3, but I don't have that. I can reclaim 1. Could we do rituals fast? No. I want to play this. So I have to do plus energy. But if I can do rituals in C4, after the Dahan push away, there will be some in C5 and before. There's too many lands, there'll just be 1 Dahan in there, but presumably Thunder Speaker can do something in there. I'm gonna move this blade. This seems like a trouble spot. Oh, I can stop both of these builds, huh? Just get the sudden ambush in A2 and all the builds on board A are gone. Except for the London build in A8. No cards. This is a presence wherever you want it. I'm gonna put it here. And you want 3 card plays. I think that's going to be needed to get the Dahan into C4. Sudden ambush to stop A2. Sun card then. So I have a defend card, I guess. Hey, Keechum. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Look at all this energy you have over here. Jeez. Energy to Thunder Speaker might be fine. You are on Reclaim 1 now, so you will have a card for next turn. I would want you to do double growth, maybe. Get more energy sustain or elements, but then again, if I give this to you, you have a lot of energy, and you're not doing anything with it. You could take Manifestations. View. If you take Manifestations, that hits thresholds. I guess theoretically we can try to get Thunder Speaker in C8 with Quicken the Earth Struggle to defend that in a subsequent turn. Guessing it's Towering Wrath to help out with C5. Yeah, I think that was part of the thought process I had that I forgot in between turns. I can do enough damage to kill the city, that would also be nice. In C7, it's defended. It has to be defended, I guess I gotta play that. Then I just need a sun and, or sorry, a fire and plant, which is gonna be that one. So now punish will deal 5 damage, which is a lot. I don't suppose there's a way of getting another town in there. That's not terrible. Main problem is like... Well, if I did Swarming Wasps instead... Oh, I can't, that's not the one. The one I would want is Here There Be Monsters, but... Why am I even playing that one? All of those give fire. I'm playing this to get Dahan more easily into C4 in conjunction with Gather the Warriors, and I've gotten all the suns that I can, so like... Sudden Ambush needs to be played. That was misclicked. This is the one that doesn't have to be, but it's a sun, so I want it. And if I don't play it, I don't get Town Destroy. Yeah, so I need all of those cards. This one I need something. Is there an approximate date for the launch of the multiplayer mode? There has been no announced date for the multiplayer launch. Handelabra is not the type to announce something before it is ready or before they know it will be on time. They like to announce things basically within a week of its release. But they try to make sure that it's well polished before then, and you know, if you've watched the previous Spirit Island Saturday streams, you can see where there have been issues and where we've had some good weeks, but it's not in a finalized state yet, so. There is the possibility of an event that converts an inland explorer into a town. Also, I'll defend this. There's also the possibility of increased damage happening. But if I want to do this, I need to gather one of those guys out. I'll just assume that increased damage doesn't occur. After advancing invader cards, perform a build step for one terrain not shown under any invader action. That'll be interesting. Beasts dealt damage and the only land it can deal damage. Add Dahan to a mountains or sands with Dahan. So board C is sad. This one doesn't really 100% matter. Exploring the mountains. That's gonna be build, build. Build, build, build. Build, build. So also they didn't explore different colors, so we have a choice between jungles and sands. This is currently London, but it's not blighted. None of the jungles have blight. This one doesn't build. This one builds, of course. This one builds. And that one builds. If I do mountain, or not mountain sands, these are blighted. This one doesn't build, but this one does. think it's better to just concentrate these guys in the jungles. And knowingly, that's going to force the double build into A6, but A1 is preventable, maybe. We can actually just use Swarming Wasps to push the guy out of A1 into A6, interestingly, and then A1 doesn't build. I have to do this. Actually, we're not doing the ritual. Are we doing the? No. I was thinking we'd be doing rituals, except we don't want to do rituals in the slow phase because the fear cards might say defend or something, or this turn they do not explore or something silly. Well. I don't know how effective that is. I think we do the Furious here. I was originally thinking of doing it in C5, but I don't think I'm doing that now. C5 might just cascade. But if I spread the wilds here, this doesn't build. Wetlands Ravage, theoretically this is okay. Pending the event. Probably not. Probably shouldn't do that. That's an unnecessary risk. Go join your friends in the sands. How about that? Concentrate the forces. So we have gather, and nothing else. Yeah, so I want to do this into here. This is gathering 3, pushing 2. Choice doesn't really matter as much. I'm using Voice of Thunder to finish this. Now I can perform the Ritual of Terror, but I don't want to. If I reclaim Words of Warning, I can defend C5 with Thunder Speaker. After doing the ritual, there will be a Dahan in there, and we can do Words of Warning in there. You have to preserve a Thunder Speaker presence after the effect. C8 is blighting, and not much I can do about that one. Is there? No. I can't get the presence moved quickly enough. Like, we have this Quick and Earth struggle, which is sad. You're doing double growth, though. But still, this doesn't really do anything. It's just there. And with the Dahan movement, I can't get a Sacred Site unless I was to gather Dahan somehow, which I can't quite do. Keeper might find cards. Keeper's probably getting a major. Definitely getting a major. 5 cards, reclaim 1. Play the hand. Doesn't really feel good to play 5 cards here because these 5 cards don't do anything. Even with 5 and reclaim 1, these don't do anything. I think we just want to like get the energy for a major that might help with C8 or just does something. There's nothing in C8, so a lot of the fear cards will say like defend per Dahan or don't ravage in lands with blight or something, which none of those are there, so But maybe a major power can get something in there. I'm gonna click this first. I can grow into C8. And after that, I could put the Sacred Site in C8. If I need it for the major. Oh, good. A thing that needs Dahan. Also, Rapid Wings would have been nice on Thunder Speaker. Do you have an Earth? You do have Earths. One damage and defend 2 per Dahan in target land. That can hit C5, which does 1 damage and defend 2, which is good enough. Power Storm is interesting because that's also a good Thunder Speaker card, by the way. I have the elements here, except not really, because I need 3 air, and you don't have any air. The only threshold I hit is trees and stones. It feels like I can't see why that would be a bad choice, other than it doesn't do much this turn. Defend 5 is not good enough for C8. Rapid Wings doesn't work well for, like, setting up a ritual spot because it requires Dahan to be in that land or otherwise to gather enough Dahan to be in that land. Range 1 wetlands is not happening. Feels like trees and stones is a bit of a miss, though. That's the annoying part. I guess it would be good for next turn, theoretically. Mountain Ravages. A6 is a spot where it can be good. I'm gonna do 2 damage, defend 4. It's gonna have a town and a city in it. Yeah, it seems like it'll be good for next turn. So I guess I keep it for next turn then. I guess Sacrosanct plus Trees and Stones can combo well, plus they of course have the great elements together. Of which I only really need the Earth part because of my innate elements, but still. I'm gonna ditch this because I got Gift of Living Energy for energy. Thunder Speaker has a harder time getting cards, but whatever. Whatever. I can't grow into C8 though, because we don't have the defend for it. Probably just A8. What if I play 4 cards? Well, the problem is Spuron doesn't do anything again. Except it does give me a fire. What if I played 5 cards and reclaimed 1 to get a fire? In which case I can potentially do a lot of devastation in A8s. Remember when I said I wasn't sure that, like, I had a good choice of 5 cards to play? You've determined that was a lie. I have 2, 4, 5, 6 energy, so it'd have to be this. And if I play this, I hit all my thresholds. +1 damage per sun plant, so this deals 6 damage into A8. Spur on for elements is great. I guess I give an energy to Thunder Speaker who really needs energy, I guess. Is it actually better for Thunder Speaker to reclaim? If we have a Spur on here and you can play 4 cards, I feel like we need better cards. So what if we do the reclaim? I can do a major on Thunder Speaker, I'm fairly sure. Let's do that. I'm gonna do that after having made all these decisions with Keeper, but I think that these are independently rewound. It's gonna be minor major because the first one can be forget fodder. Gather up to 2 Dahan. Dahan have +2 health. Grow through sacrifice. Beautiful. Land of Haunts and Embers. We're not actually in any lands with Blight, is the annoying thing about Grow Through Sacrifice. All the blighted lands are deserted. Promises of Protection is fine and all. It does gather Dahan, but we don't really need more of that. Except we always need more of that or whatever. We always need more of that. Land of Haunts and Embers doesn't do anything to stop any builds this turn. I guess you can push 2 things out of A8, and then there's no more 2 buildings next to A6, but still have to somehow stop both A1 and A6 from building. I'll take Promises of Protection because I might just forget it in a second. I can forget it with Infinite Vitality that makes them have +4 health. Or I can combo with Infinite Vitality and they have +6 health. Yeah, I'm gonna have Presence in C5. Was that the thought about why C was that going off of whatever it was? No, I don't know what we're talking about there. I'm gonna have C5. I am gonna have Presence in C5. That's going to happen for sure. These aren't good elements. Oh, I'm gonna have Presence with Blight. Yeah, you're right. That's the... See, that's from... You're responding to 2 minutes ago, but my brain is already 5 minutes into the future, so... This is why we did the whole RE colon thing, because I don't know the context of these comments. But no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean now. Winds of Rust. I have no water. RE steam pads! Exactly. Poisoned Land? I don't have plant. The one threshold I can hit is infinite vitality. Actually, no, I can't, because that's not... This looked like a mountain to me, because for some reason that purple looked rather brown to me. I mean, I feel like I'm taking infinite vitality and replacing promises of protection with it. Defense 6 isn't enough for C8. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I don't think that's going to be the play this turn. So we're doing this to stop the build in A1. I guess I thought I was gonna do that with sudden ambush too. I guess I have a plethora of things I can do here. Presumably I just want to like gather a bunch of Dahan after the rituals and then do something. So like all the things that have sun and air on them. And then you'll get an extra card play off of Spur On. What if we did rituals after we do rituals? We've had one rituals, yes, but what about second rituals? Get all these things to be fast and I can get Dahan into one area very quickly. Actually, like, we could almost get the second rituals here almost immediately. The disadvantage of that is, of course, the fact that we wouldn't win the game and we would have no fear cards off of that one. And it'd be a huge, massive waste of energy. We'd have to spend energy for this too, don't we? But, like, we have 3 energy here and +1 there, so it's we're fine. Alright, I'm gonna do that and then I have to step aside for a bit. I will be back in a bit. Logic returns. Sorry about the delay. Dinner was finished and had to step aside for that. I asked when are we gonna have dinner and they said 3:30. Then at 3:10 I get the text dinner's ready. So, actually was it 3:10? I don't remember. It's 20 minutes ago. It's probably 3:17. He lives. All right. So we were setting up the rituals. We were figuring out we're going to be pushing one Dahan to each of these lands. What was my plan for C5 again? I'm trying to remember what that was because I thought like, didn't I say I was going to defend that? Then I didn't defend that. I can just use trees and stones on it, I guess. Maybe that was the thought. Yeah, I think that was the thought. I remember thinking 1 damage and 2 defend. You have the threshold on it. So I can just get like extra Dahan in there. I don't know if extra Dahan matters. Moving the defend effect with them. Defend 2 per Dahan. You push up to 2 Dahan, moving the defend effect with them, 2 defend. I don't know if it matters to put more Dahan in there. Kill an explorer and C2 and move the dot. Yeah. That's probably what I'm going to do, is to just get 2 Dahan in C5 in case there's extra damage. Defend 2 is enough unless it's +2 damage, but it could be something that says +3 damage. But it's usually like +3 damage in lands with presence, right? Yeah, I'm looking at the card right here. Destroy the unnatural. Invaders do +3 damage per land when ravaging in lands with presence. I think the other one was cities do +3 damage, but we saw that one already. But it's obviously not a city, so. Is there any reason to hold off on this? I think we wait on Swarming Wasps in the event that a fear card says on each board destroy an explorer on the coast, on a coastal land. Hold off on trees and stones until after. Sacrosanct Wilderness maybe, but that pushes, right? So we could get pushing happening. I can get 2 Dahan into C2 to kill 2 town or 2 explorers and push them into C5 or something like that. Something, something, something. Can I actually use... Okay. Trying to combo things too much probably, but if I give the extra card play to Thunder Speaker that plays an air... Sun and air? Could we actually defend C8? Trees and stones? Well, I guess C5 is just lost if I do that. Maybe? Get a presence there with 2 Dahan. Maybe, there's things that can happen. You have 3 presence or 3 sacred sites. Well, 2 sacred sites. Yeah, you have at least 2 sacred sites that kind of way. I think everything else doesn't need the presence where it is. So I will perform the Ritual of Terror. Kind of want to keep the Thunder Speaker presence. Kinda. Alright, beer cards. Let's go. Towns destroy explorers, cities destroy 2 explorers. These guys were dead anyway. Replace a town with an explorer in a coastal land. Oh, whoops. That was a miss. Skip the next normal build. I like that. Push up to 3 from an inland land. Okay. So C5, we could just push and stop that from ravaging, which forgoes our need to use like Lead the Furious Assault in there. How effective would pushing out of A8 be? The main problem is that we're not actually stopping both A1 and A6 if we do that, because we don't have the things for that. Those fear cards should have been in the other order. Yeah. I don't know that getting towns into from, like, if I do A8 into A7 into C3, I don't think that's gonna be too good. A8 into A7 is... They're not building C3. Did I notice that? I don't think I noticed that. Why didn't they build in C3? Oh, because I pushed the Explorer out, right. So I don't want to push into here because that makes C3 build. And I don't want to push over here because A1 is not building, but will build if I push 2 towns. And the normal build isn't happening unless the bug is still there where the high immigration build still occurs, but I feel like that's been fixed. This is the last fear card? Yeah. This build is happening. I can at least get London to be on the coast, I think, by doing this. Oh, it's only gonna be push 1 over. I think I'd definitely do this. Mongols aren't doing anything. Now, if I push into C6, that's going to be the new London. But if I don't have to defend C5, I think I actually just leave everything in C8 then, because I think if Thunder Speaker can go fast... You can gather 4, push 3. Surely there's a combination of things we can do here. If I have 3 presence in here, or sorry, 3 Dahan in here, that's 3 damage, defense 6, which is enough. By barely. But I can lead the Furious Assault, and that will give us more certainty. I think I'm gonna leave this and leave the lands at 2 each. Was this push towns? Push Explorer? No, the pushing the Explorer doesn't actually matter. I guess I could push the Explorer from A6 into A8. Just to minimize the impact of A6. Yeah, it's not a big deal. We also have words of warning. That is more than enough now. So I don't need any more Dahan. I can just like gather here. Okay. I have successfully not put any beasts down. This can only ever go there. I can lead the Furious so that everything in C8 is wiped. Or I save it for the slow phase to push into C7 with Voice of Thunder and kill the town that builds there, except I guess they're not doing this build, but just this build, but still that stops a city from going there. Or I could do it in A6 instead more easily. Sacrosanct Wilderness isn't doing much. Would it have made more sense to, like, it did all the gathering, right? This wouldn't have gotten more into C8. It could have gotten like more adjacent to one of these lands, but not into C8. So I guess it's basically where do you want wilds to be? Which is which? And without Blight is the annoying part here. This pushes to Dahan. I can just like group up the forces over here. And we're starting to create a ritual over here, I guess. Okay. Rising interest in the island. Returning the top fear card to the box doesn't do anything. But returning the top card of the invader deck to the box also doesn't, well, it's worse. Yeah, I guess it does do something. If you run out, earn no more fear cards. So we get one fewer fear card this game. Oh no, whatever shall I do? What if I want all of these fear cards? Also wilds, nice. Our air situation, we're at 5 air. Oh, I could just discard cards here. Just discard cards. Just discard cards. Add beasts to jungle, fear if there stings. Sure. Wilds to land with Dahan. That seems like a cool spot for it because it's blighted. I'm not sure if it's a very effective spot. This would prevent an explore and build. This also is blighted, but it's not being explored. It can't be seen. The high immigration build didn't happen. It's bugged. This game is now an asterisk game. Can I send a report? Sure. John is mad. Well, this means that my victory is now an asterisk victory. Which means that it's no longer a valid game. Which is a damn shame. Okay, maybe it's not an asterisk victory because we're basically winning, right? We were basically winning. Coastal Explorer. No Ravage next turn. Mountains and Coastal are building simultaneously. I get the moral victory. Not with that attitude. This is removal from jungle or wetlands. Jungles are not blighted. This is the only blighted wetlands, so that's an easy decision. I was expecting there to be a super big manifestation this turn, but there isn't. I guess we could manifest an A8 if we wanted. That's like the best spot to do it. It's like Voice of Thunder and then do it there. Of course, there's the argument that maybe I should consider doing something about... Eh, screw it, whatever. I want to do it. I don't care if it's correct, I want to do it. And furthermore, this is the next manifestation spot anyway. There are the guys over in A6, I suppose. But what if we just win before that happens? I guess that was supposed to be punish, huh? Maybe I should have thought about that more, because that's going to be my punish spot. It's going to be punish for an amount of things, and I have no other valid land. Okay, well that's unfortunate. So maybe I undo that. Undo. Because this is the only valid land that has things in it, so I'm going to do this first. What if I manifest an A6 so that they don't build there? That seems really stupid, too. Just wipe the cities and we win, right? So... I guess we're still on no towns, no cities. C6 wipes it? Yeah, it does. Gets me closer to the coast. I accept that. I guess I can do, But did I forget that card? No, I still have Sudden Ambush. I can use Sudden Ambush and A6 to kill the two explorers. And spread those wilds. Ah, I can stop you. Thank you, plus range. The annoying thing is I don't have the range for trees and stones to C1. I can, well, I guess I can't actually do enough damage there because it's 1 damage. I have the range to C2, but C2 will still build. Do I just do the rituals immediately? I don't think we need that for this turn now. These cards aren't doing anything. Let's reclaim here. Call up Bloodshed. +2 range. Move things. Skip all actions. Oh, I can push 2 Thunder Speaker presents into C1. I bring a Dahan with it, but then I can move another Thunder... Oh, no. There's only 2 presents in there. Oh, that's funny, though. I can move a presence, move a Dahan with it, which moves another one of my presences. It's just like, I'm coming along, and you're coming with me, and you're coming with me. I'm trying to greed the victory here. I want to like win now. I want to win now. Can I win now? Mom, can I win now? I want to win now. Can I pretty please win now? Can I play 4 suns and 3 fires? I don't even have my innate sun. What? Grr. The answer is no, because I don't have 3 sun fire cards. If I did, I could just put all my presents in Dahan and C1 and then destroy everything in there fast, but I don't. If I destroy the town fast, and then I destroy the city in C2 fast as well, presumably with trees and stones, then see a way of finagling this. Well, okay, we still have to deal with this guy, and I guess we don't have enough energy to, like, do all the things I would like to do, so... I just find this amusing. I'm gonna take that. This isn't doing anything anymore. Always be growing. I need +1 energy, but I can get it off of like this. I can also give you even more energy, so you could play whatever here. There's no Ravage. It does nothing. Just do this to push better. You can play cards. That does nothing. None of these do anything. I guess Sun Plant does more damage. Rather, just a plant would do more damage. In a land that I'm in where there's things, which is very few and far in between. Well, these have to push. Oh, they don't. Sorry, I was thinking this was sacrosanct. It's not. It's not. May add a presence to one of their lands with Dahan. please? Can I pretty please do that? -1 health on town cities. What if I want the -1 health wrap? The worst we get is a cascade in C2 into C5. But that's a regrow from roots thing. I mean, obviously presence is fun and all, but can I win the game if I do this? Because presumably I gather into C1, manifest in C1, Voice of Thunder into C2, Call the Bloodshed in C2. But without the -1, I'm missing a damage. I do have Lead the Furious to clean that up, though. Does this show all the builds? Yeah, I think it... So I don't know if it's actually accounting for... So it does the mountain build first, right? Because that was what was supposed to build first. It goes top, bottom. And none of the mountains are building. Then we'll build these 2 coasts. Oh, but then there's an escalation. Which doesn't happen on board A. Happens on board C. Happens in C1. And that'll be a city. So 3, 6, 8, 10 health there, but I'm gonna have 2 presence and 4 Dahan. Although if I put an extra presence, of course, it's gonna be 3 presence and 4 Dahan, so that would be enough as well. No, it's gonna be, wait, hold on. They're building a town first, then the escalation of the city. 3, 6, yeah, no, that's what I thought. 3, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I guess I can do it without putting the blight down. Ooh, if I take an error. I don't need it, but I got it. Hey, look, you gotta land with Dahan over there. Also over there. Oh, you're also dealing damage. Okay, I missed that part. I guess... if I destroy the town... they build 2 towns. Yeah, the beast doesn't matter. Why am I thinking too hard about this? It doesn't matter. None of this matters. This is me trying to min-max where it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, also... oh yeah, now we have a tie here. I want it here, though. Cool. Now we do this. Alright, no buildings on the island. Poor Jim and Joe were the only survivors of the Spirit Island bloodbath. Jim and Joe. We got 70 points. We should have lost 16 points. Yeah, by not putting that blight on the island, well, it was potentially going to be 3 blight based on what could have been revealed. But if it was 1 or 2 blight, we would have had 69 points. So unfortunately, it's not nice. But hey, 13 surviving Dahan, so we had extra Dahan on the board from when we started, so that's nice. Also, we only really finished the game with 1 more blight on the island, so I guess that was an easy game. Should have increased the difficulty. Island needed to be blighted, super blighted. It's nice enough, sure. All right, so it is 4 o'clock. I know I took a 20-minute sabbatical in the middle for dinner, but I think that will be enough for tonight. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your stay. This was Spirit Island Saturdays with Logic Dolphin and only Logic Dolphin, because Logic Dolphin is the only important person here on Spirit Island Saturdays. Of course not. We are usually accompanied by people such as John and Seamus the Hug Monster and sometimes Jeff Dugan and maybe someone else who wants to claim the 20,000 point Handelabra reward to be a guest on Spirit Island Saturdays. Any and all are welcome to claim that reward or to reclaim it. And you can be a guest on our hit show featuring all the cool people. Be sure to check out the other streams we have on this channel, though, of course. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with Another Letdown. Every Monday at 7 p.m. is Dolphins Dive with yours truly. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy. And every Friday at 4 p.m. is Luck of the Seamus with Seamus the Hug Monster. Handelabra products include Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Anne's End, and Spirit Island. They are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch. Find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Follow me at twitch.tv/logicdolphin, twitter.com/logicdolphin. On Discord, my user ID is logicdolphin number 5454. And yeah, on YouTube, find me at Logic Dolphin as well. But that will be it for today. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night, everyone.